Yo, what's up? Today we're going to be reacting to Olivia Rodrigo singing Vampire live. By the way, if you're a singer or if you're interested in singing, go ahead and check out my Discord. There's a link to that in the description, because over on my Discord, I'm going to have a channel where you could submit your covers of Vampire, and I'm going to make a video reacting to some of my favorites. Also, be sure to check out my Patreon, link to that down in the description, because over there I go into way more technical detail about singing, including a more in-depth analysis of this live performance that we're about to watch. And I've also reacted to almost all of High School Musical, the series, which is a show that has a lot of content of Olivia Rodrigo singing. Check that out if you're interested. Anyway, let's see what this is about. So excited for this. That's new, isn't it?
Hate to give the satisfaction asking how you're doing now. How's the castle built of people you pretend to care about? Just what you wanted. Look at you, cool guy, you got it.
She is singing this a lot softer than I might have actually imagined. One thing I do really like that I feel like I'm hearing her change in Vampire compared to other things is her enunciation. In High School Musical and all the songs I've seen of her singing in High School Musical, the series, she never really did this like indie girl voice, but she kind of took that on when it came to some songs on Sour, like Driver's License, for example. Interesting.
Crossed through the suburbs. I drove through the suburbs.
I'm kind of glad that that's gone because it was a little bit much sometimes. But this sounds so beautiful. I love how.
Look at you, cool guy, you got it.
She jumps between like tons of vocal fry on a note into just complete air. So right here.
Look at you, cool guy, you got it.
Look at you, cool guy, you got it. Something like that, right? It's cool.
See the parties and the diamonds. Sometimes when I close my eyes, 6 months of torture you sold. Some forbidden paradise. I loved you truly.
She slipped in a nice little vibrato in there too. So excited for the high note, dude.
I've made some real big mistakes, but you make the worst one look fine. I should have known it was strange. You only come out at night. I used to think I was smart, but you made me look so naive. The way you sold me for parts, 'cause you sunk your teeth into me. Oh, bloodsucker, fame fucker, bleeding me dry like a goddamn vampire.
I'm a little bit surprised at the volume that she's singing this high note at. It's way quieter than I had imagined her singing this. Now, maybe it's going to get, louder in I think she sings it 2 more times, but it is very interesting to me how delicate it sounds, especially because it's such a high note. This personally, for me, is the easiest I've ever seen her sing that high before. She has a very, very clean technique. We'll talk a little bit more about that going forward.
Every girl I ever talked to told me you were bad news. You called them crazy. God, I hate the way I called them crazy too. You're so convincing. How do you lie without flinching?
One thing I also got to say I'm shocked by as well that she pulls off so well is this like talky way of singing through a lot of her songs. I find this very difficult for a lot of people to do because it can very easily just end up being a little bit cringe, especially if you take some of the talkiness and some of the mannerisms of that a little bit too far. But she does a really good job somehow. To be honest, I'm not completely sure how she pulls it off. I'll have to think about that.
What a mesmerizing, paralyzing, fucked up little thrill. Can't figure out just how you do it, and God knows I never will. And for me, not her, 'cause girls your age know better. I've made some real big mistakes.
That was cool.
You make the worst one look fine. I should have known.
She's getting louder. I'm so curious how she's going to approach this high note.
Come out at night. I used to think I was smart, but you made me look so.
Question to me is going to be if she decides to get a little bit more volume on that top note, a little bit more, let's say, beltiness to it, or if she's going to still kind of pull back the volume as she goes up in pitch, in a sense, and keep things kind of more even and more calm. Let's see.
The way you sold me for parts, just you sunk your teeth into me. Oh, bloodsucker, fame fucker.
It's a bit more. You know what pisses me off? And Olivia, your team needs to take notes on this because this happened last time. What's up with the camera angle being from the back? I want to see what she's doing as she's singing, but why am I so far away from her? That's so annoying. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Finally. When it's over. Holy shit. Okay, whatever.
Just you sunk your teeth into me.
So, as you're going up in pitch, you really have to make a lot of adjustments in order for these high notes to come out the way that they do, especially if you want it to sound as easy as it does with Olivia's voice. One thing to note is that in the low part of her voice, she plays around a lot with these, like, let's say kind of pushed sounds.
Come out at night, I used to think.
Like this, I used to think, where it's this, like there's a lot there. Notice that as the pitch is going up, she actually drops a bit of that and things get a lot more controlled because she knows she's going to this upper part of her voice. And not that you can't do that up high, but it starts to get a bit more annoying sounding, let's say. She goes from I, something like this, into
The way you sold me for
parts, right? It lightens up a little bit and it helps her transition into this highest note. She can add more of it at the bottom.
Dry like a goddamn vampire.
What I'm also interested about, she is making a few changes from the produced version here that I'm noticing straight away. I've probably listened to this like 100 times now. She has a lot of these type sounds going on in the produced version that I'm not hearing in the live version. This is a lot more her, and this one is a lot more her. And she does this everywhere in the produced version. See?
Girls your age.
She's gonna do it again in the chorus. On parts.
Dry like a goddamn vampire.
It's really nice to hear that this isn't very heavily produced as well. Like, I can hear her vocals so clearly. And by the way, I'm going to do a part 2 to this video where I sort of analyze it in more depth. So be sure you subscribe for that. Also, there's going to be an even more technically advanced version over on the Patreon. So again, check that out if you're interested. Help us out a lot because my videos all get copyright claims. So I appreciate it. And I'm sorry for plugging it so much.
Said it was true love, but wouldn't that be hard? You can't love anyone because that would mean you had a heart. I tried to help you out. Now I know that I can't. Cause how you think's the kind of thing I'll never understand. Oh.
Here's an absolute difference. So in the produced version, this day, or whatever she's singing here, I believe actually had some air in it. And the air is now gone in this live performance. She's like, stay. I'm gonna be honest, I was excited to hear some of the techniques that she used in the produced version, but I can also understand that it would be kind of weird for her to do that in such an intimate setting, because the instrumental in the produced version does help a lot in terms of adding some oomph and some drive to the song. And obviously she doesn't have the same momentum here, so she's, I believe, trying to add some energy vocally. It does work.
I'll never understand.
But she's still, very interestingly enough, staying away from those shoutier sounds. Even in this portion, which kind of like lends itself to this, right? She's kind of creating this around the sound, which is very much how I remember her singing in most of her performances of Sour songs. A little bit sad that I'm not hearing so much of the changes that I heard in the produced version of Vampire, but it's fine. It's also just personal preference. You guys let me know if you like the live version better than the produced version.
I used to think I was smart, but you made me look so naive. The way you sold me for parts, you sunk your teeth into me.
Oh, that was cool with the little crack there, dude. Still, those highest notes, I got the impression, and it could have just been the effects or the production, in the produced version that she was giving it a little bit more at the top. You don't necessarily need to do that in order to get these notes and have them be clean. Either way, she's still singing very powerfully and very high up in pitch. And I almost, in a sense, admire her technical precision in this performance, because those notes are coming out so clean and so easy in a way I've never heard her do them before. I did see this clip. Olivia Rodrigo belting out 24 phrased E5 belts in a row. From my recollection, Favorite Crime and Good For You are the only two other songs she has that go up this high, and Good For You only goes up there once. There's only one note.
Like a damn sociopath.
Vampire, she does it every chorus. Favorite Crime, I believe she only does it in the bridge or the final chorus or something like that, but this is a different live performance. So clean, dude. This is a little bit of a tip that's going to lead into the next technical analysis I do, vocal coach analysis. We're going to do one of those. In terms of those high notes, pay attention to how she has that on her sound. So this is still very clean and very good, but to my ears, the Vampire performance is just a lot more effortless. Two different environments, of course. We're talking about the difference between a live stage performance and something that's a lot less stressful. I think it's interesting to point out. Pay attention to how clean.
Fame fucker, bleeding me dry like a goddamn vampire.
Very cool, dude. Oh, look, it's me. And me again. The way she can add emotions through her singing is what sets her apart. You know, maybe that is what I'm hearing as well. A difference between the produced version and this. This is definitely far more expressive. Yeah, without her cursive singing, her enunciation is so clean. That's what I was saying. Olivia has come such a long way and her voice has matured so much. We're so proud of you, girl. That is true. However, I'm going to just say, I'm going to kind of repeat myself, I suppose. How she's singing here sounds almost identical to how she's sang through most of the Sour performances, which I think is an interesting choice. The produced version was very different. Again, I'm just curious to see all the different ways she's going to perform this, because of course she's going to perform it probably with a live band and things like that. And it's going to change up each time. And I'm just very curious to like follow along with the changes, you know? None of this is meant to be critical. Oh, she should do it this way or it's wrong. I just think it's interesting to see all the differences and all the new ways of performing the same material. The way she's singing differently, the bridge is so dope at 2:44. Let's see. Yeah, dude, it's completely different. It's completely different from the produced version. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be doing a more technical analysis of this song. I just wanted to give you my first initial reaction to it. So be sure you subscribe for that. Link to my Patreon down in the description, as well as a link to my Discord where you could submit your covers of this song, and I'm gonna react to them in a video, kind of like this one. And by the way, when you do post the song that you want me to check out, let me know if you want feedback from me or not. I'm not gonna sit here and critique people or give feedback for people who don't want it. So let me know what you want. I can either just like talk about what you're doing, or if you want feedback, I can say what I think. All that being said, so excited for this new era, so excited for new songs. And until next time, Tristans and Tristram, peace.